Okay, this is TB Wahid in the living room with Black Living Room Talk, and we have Miss Mellie Queen in the house with us today. I don't own the rights to this music. I want to put that out there right now, but we are going to relax to it and talk. So, Miss Mellie Queen, would you please be able to tell the people a little something, something about yourself?
Yes, peace and power, sis. How you doing today?
I'm doing swell.
It's good. It's good. All righty. I'm just gonna read off my bio right quick so that I can. Now, this is my first time interviewing, so
That's
I'm gonna,
fine. Everybody has a first time.
I'll read off my little bio and we'll go from there. Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
I am a New African citizen of the Republic of New Africa, currently serving as the PCC secretary. Um, I'm the CEO and founder of the Truth and Power Corner blog talk. We have two shows that we run. We have an educational show that we run on Tuesdays, and we have our revolutionary talk show that we have on Friday nights. We have our YouTube, Social Africa, and Facebook accounts. You can join either one of them. I am also the CEO and founder of the Vanguards Online Academy. Now, this is our startup academy that I started with my for my daughter, and right now we we building because right now people don't understand the value of self-educating and educating our children. So right now we're in our building phases. I'm also a member of the Formidable Daughters Association, where we learning our spiritual wealth and values together as a sisterhood of goddesses. We are herbalists, teachers, mothers, grandmothers. We come together. We try to help the younger girls in the communities with their new babies and things like that.
Wow.
Like, that's a great organization where they link up, they business startups and everything. They are doing great works at FDA. I am also a mother of two, sister, auntie, cousin, friend, comrade, an unapologetic new African. And that's about it for right now.
Well, that's a lot. That's a long list, and that's a long list of accomplishments that you are doing and putting into place. Can you tell us how you got started as a Black Panther in the new Black Panther Party? Can you tell us how you started with that?
Yes, and then this was, and that was kind of, it wasn't just a funny situation, but you know how I found out a lot of things since I've gotten older. I'm gonna put
Mm-hmm.
it like that. A lot of waking up has, I ain't gonna even say waking up. A lot of healing has gone on in my life, and with the healing, that revelation comes things that you don't understand, that you didn't know was going on, right? So when I first found out about um, mass incarceration, gentrification, and things like that, to be honest, I got angry, and I felt like we got to do something. You know how you be in that mood? Something got to be done. Something got to be done. We ought to be able to come together as a family. So I wanted to become a Black Panther. That's all I heard about. Black Panther, Black Panther. So I joined the Black Panther Party because I wanted to be a part of that revolution, you know. But in joining the Black Panther Party and wanting to be in that revolution, you find out you cannot have a revolution without the evolution of a person's mind. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how people are stuck. You know what I'm saying? So I was seeing a lot of hurting people, and I'm talking about the people in the organization themselves were hurting and pushing their hurt off onto the people. And they didn't even understand what they were doing because they felt like what they were doing was right because you got a little more truth and you can be dirty to the next black person. No, you can't do that. So I started there and I learned a lot from the people that I was with, but I also learned a lot of negative also.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to grow and move on. You know what I'm saying? But I always give it respect, especially to the original Black Panthers. Huey P., Comrade Fred Hampton, Rochelle McGee, men that are still in prison after over 30 or 40 years to this day now that were fighting for our liberation. These men sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? And I always give them their respect. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Well, where do you see, like actually, where do you see the Black Panther Party in the future? Where do you think it's going to advance and evolve a little more? Do you think it will retain its power like it had in the 60s? Do you even think that it still has the power? Does it have enough power right now?
I don't think it has enough power right now. To be honest, the Black Panther Party, I'm not, I wouldn't say, I can't even say this for real. Because you know how you be so focused on your work that
Mm-hmm.
you're not paying attention to what other people are doing. You hope they doing work, right? But you just can't really say, well, I know exactly what they're doing. I can't sit there and stand on it and say, yes, I know they doing such and such, and I can't sit and say that I know what they're not doing it either. See, you know what I'm saying? I can
Mm-hmm.
only speak on what I know. I know that the Black Panther Party wasn't the fit for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be doing something. I want to be doing something that, and I want to be African centered. Because I understand that it's a lot of us, and some of us feel like, we're going to have allies and we have, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that at all. So, in order to move the way I want to move, I have to step back because they'll look at me like I'm the bad one because I don't like white folks. I just don't. You can't be mad at me because I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So when I be somewhere and they be like, well, we got allies. Oh, okay. I'm gonna holler at y'all because we ain't got no allies. We don't have an ally nowhere on this planet. So
you
I know
know,
I be like, well, I just looked right at the door. I said, oh, time for me to go. I might well just go and get my coat.
so what's going to be going on with the school so far? How is everything going with your school? Because I remember when you showed me some of the work that the students were doing, and it was so wonderful. I was like, these kids are really having fun learning and you know being interactive with the lessons. It was like
Yes.
I really enjoyed seeing that.
Exactly. And I love working with children. That's one of the things. It's teaching me to talk better with my baby. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
like I said, with the parents, when you opening up a something like this, when you dealing with children, right?
Mhm.
If the parents' mindsets are not in the right capacity or the right place, you missing the whole point because you can have those babies and y'all can be learning all day, but if they go home to an environment that has nothing to do with what y'all learning, it knocks out everything that y'all did for that day. So if you got a mama that's sending her baby to an African centered school, but then you living, with people, around people, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You can't come back to me telling me, well, Billy, Jamal went outside and called Billy a monkey. I have nothing to do with that. You know, you got to teach your babies. I'm preparing them for what life is. Now, I wasn't being mean or nothing like this, but a black child has to know their enemy. They need to know the nature of their enemy. So if I'm reading the book, this is in our textbook, that white people didn't do anything. That's not my fault that they telling their history. That's not my history.
Right.
I'm black. So if I'm reading out the book that they created nothing and they stole and took everything from us, how you gonna get mad at me for telling the truth?
Exactly. But that's what they do.
So that's what happened. So like I told them, I have no problem with the thing. I still teach my daughter every day, and until the parents come to a consensus, a lot of our parents right now during this time right here feel like, oh, I can't teach my child. My child is not learning anything. And what they should be learning right now, and what should have been made clear to them during this time, is that the educational system is not teaching our children. Instead, they are afraid. So with them being afraid, are you registered? Are you... They don't understand. You do not have to be registered with... Who do you have to have approval from?
Exactly. I mean, but the state governments of each state getting involved, and they try to tell the parents that they have to go through certain specific protocols in order to homeschool their children, and if they don't do that, then they wanna. I've seen them go so far as to make arrest. Like as if you're not sending them to school at all. They get the truant officers involved.
But see, that's why the black parents need to know this, come together and fight that. They do not do those white parents like that. They do not do the Amish parents like that. They don't do the Jewish parents like that.
I
See,
don't.
that's what I'm
I know. I
saying.
don't get it.
We don't even know that this stuff is going on. If we knew it was going on, we could stand together. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
They are not supposed to be threatening it. They don't come to my house telling me some. I'm gonna tell them, man. I'm gonna politely be and tell them to get out. Man, y'all don't get out of my face.
And you know what? Don't you think that should be part of the educational process of teaching the African American parent about their rights and what they should know about homeschooling their children?
And that's one of the things that should be the first thing, because like with my academy, the first thing that we do and always do is you find out, hey, write a letter, tell them I am not sending my child back to their school. I am homeschooling my child. They cannot do anything. And if they do have the laws on the book, that's when you tell people so that people can come help and stand with you. That's what we're not doing as a people. We let these folks take us down one by one.
Yep. Say, they're taking us down because I feel like it's, like I said, a lack of education on the parents' part. These young kids having kids now, they're not, it's like their mind is not where it should be as far as educating their children about, let alone themselves, their culture, their history, and then they're not educating themselves on the educational process and what takes place in the schools and what's required of their children. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting involved. They're not staying involved.
And see, that is a problem of our elders, our older generation. A lot of us dropped the ball. You see them. And so with us dropping the ball, we ain't passed down values of learning. Even like I tell people sometimes, I say I hated that I found out the truth late in life, right? But even as a child, my mama always instilled in us reading and different things like that, right? But with them sticking us in them churches and that mess right there, that dumbs you down. It dumbs you completely down. And it's not making excuses, but it has to be broken. You see what I'm saying? And we have to actively work towards it because look at how old the grandparents are today. Grandparents younger than I am.
Yeah, I'd say you're not. That is no. You're not. You're telling the truth about that one. And I was talking to my aunt today, and just like I was telling her, one of the reasons why the people were able to be, um, have the wool pulled over their eyes is because they don't read for themselves. I don't care what you give them to read. I mean, it could be anything: African Kemetic spirituality, learning the truth about it, Christianity. It could be Krishna. It could be Hindu or whatever. If you don't read the truth, if you don't read and research for yourself, you will follow just like a sheep with your um, tail behind your legs. You're not supposed to do that. You're not just supposed to take everybody's word for truth for verbatim. You're supposed to do your research yourself, and that's one of the reasons why I believe that African Americans have fallen. Um, because they don't know the truth. Everybody else knows the truth but them.
But that's the thing, though, because they've been dug down. So, and then the thing is with us is we don't want to. We look at it like, and I hate to say, it's just that it's like our heads in a cult. The greatest mind fuck of all times. You feel? So they mind fuck the greatest being on the planet: the black man, the black woman, and the black child. Every species or creature on this planet is trying to, not animal, but, subhuman creature on this planet is actively working to stop us. They have to keep us dumbed down and like this in order for them to thrive. Now just think about that. Everybody on this planet is against us. We cannot go anywhere on this planet and get respect. Nowhere. So we fighting a losing battle 24/7. Look at what happened this past weekend. I saw the Time magazine thing. Who's the woman of the year? I'm through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm through. Who the woman of the year? Now, I'm not saying Michelle Obama is no woman of the year, but I know good and goddamn well Megan Thee Stallion ain't. And I'm not even talking about her. Like I told my daughter, I love all black women. But if you're showing your cootie, you're not going to get any respect.
Exactly.
That in their entertainment business. Like I asked her today, where you see a good marriage is. None of them women in their entertainment industry can say they have a good marriage. Because every one of them cheated on them.
Oh, and they're cheating on somebody too.
Thank
It's
you.
not a good image to have whatsoever. And then if you bring kids into it, like I always tell people, like they'll say, "Well, it starts in the home." I'm like, "Yes, it does start in the home." I said, "But when you have parents are at war with their children over this music because these young people defend this music to the death, and it's not saying anything." Even Tupac said, he
Thank you.
said He said, if you listening to my music and you're bobbing your head to the beat, he said, make sure. He said, if I'm not saying nothing, hold me accountable. He said, start holding some of these people accountable if they're not saying nothing. Don't just bob your head to the beat.
And that's one thing I hate to hear too when people say that it starts at home. Yeah, it does start at home. But when you are fighting
Yep.
the schools are trying to make your child your enemy. I saw the other day with this girl, and I know this man had to be. I'm not gonna say the baby looked mixed, okay, but she was light, but she had the knotted hair. So one of the children at school called her a nigger. The teacher tells her not to tell her daddy about it. So she told her daddy anyway. And her daddy said, "Why did you tell my daughter not to tell me about that? I didn't think it was that important."
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
So you got the school working against, because there's an enemy right there turning your telling you to, you telling my child to sneak and not tell me something. They turn
Mm-hmm.
for real. But that's how they operate. That's how they work. So we got them working against us. Then we got this music that I don't care what nobody say. When you listen to music, the first thing that music does, it hits your heart because it go to bump bump. Your chest go do 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 do. So it immediately hits you in the chest. When it hits you in the chest, what does it do? It sticks to you. So you getting all of that aggression. You getting all of that negativity all up in your system.
Yeah, because the music is a powerful force to be used because they have used it for different movements. Like it's like when we had KRS-One, he was the youth were being empowered, so they had to find a way to stop this. They said we can't have this. You know what I mean? They're standing up erect. They're learning about themselves. So they had to find a way to get to the black youth, and the way to get to the black youth was to use rap, hip hop mainly, and because they already had the white kids with the rock, and they were taking acid, LSD, killing themselves, all kind of stuff. Now, fast forward here, and you see what they have. Like they use music to sell like commercials, jingles like Burger King, McDonald's. So yeah, music can be used for to move people to do something, to empower them to do something, whether it be negative or positive. And right now, all I see is negativity in this music. Nobody can tell me nothing. Talking about it
See,
starts at home.
that's why we got to change, because I heard this guy saying that the revolution needs a song, and I believe it, because my thing is like they trying to I saw them on what's that show, hip hop song with Brett them on it.
Mhm.
They were talking about talking about doing some kind of project for Black Power. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
My thing is, if you gonna do something, do something. Y'all the ones with the power.
Mhm.
Y'all got the power. You can't keep telling me that these tricks giving y'all this money, y'all can't do nothing. Because when y'all want to do something stupid, y'all do
Well, that's right now. See, you said something right there because that's just it. They give them license to act a fool. Okay, but if you the moment you start trying to say something positive, then they'll say, well, that's not in your contract. That's not what you signed up to do. I don't need you to sound like you got sense. I need you to get out there and tell them to pop Molly's and Percocet and lean. I need you. That's what I need you to, and I need you to say nigga. That's what I need you to do. See, cause I read where this brother said the word nigga been sold. Well, hey, y'all did it. We can fix this thing. We can repair this. It can be repaired.
it. Ain't been, look, I'm telling you like this, it ain't been sold on my books, so don't
Right.
use it in front of me.
Absolutely.
Little white boys, little white girls. I didn't sell it. Don't use it in front of me.
Yeah, don't use it in front of me. No, in order to, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Okay, so then if you don't demand respect, you definitely won't get it. So in the
Exactly.
long run, they're not gonna get it.
I don't even play that game. I
Mm-mm.
try to be nice to people And people try to tell me, well, you being mean. No, you can't push that on me because I'm being small. Because I know who my enemy is. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
can't help but know who my enemy is. That's our problem. And see, and it is never saying that you hate somebody. It's just that I love me and my people
Mm-hmm.
more. Black first, black always, black only.
And where did that
Because
ever
it's no.
become wrong? How did that get started? Where when we say that we love ourselves, our
Mm,
people, where did that become wrong? I'm just like not, you know,
I don't understand it.
it
I don't
just doesn't
understand
make
it.
any sense.
I really don't understand it because I look at it like, so you're gonna tell me that everybody else on the planet can love themselves, but when I say, "Oh, I love myself," but what about me? What about Billy? You don't love Billy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I said I love me. When you said you love you, I didn't say a word. But as soon
Exactly.
as I say I love me, I gotta love Billy. I gotta love Billie Jean. Uh-uh. I love me. And that's what our children need to understand. Because my baby asked me something today. And I said, okay, well, and I did separate them. I said, well, if it's a little black kid, I might, be nice. You know what I'm saying? But a little white one, I really don't care. I can't help that. That's how I feel. So, do I lie to her or do I be honest?
No,
I be honest.
you're supposed to be honest because you're supposed to say what you mean and mean what you say.
Thank you.
That's the principle of standing for something. You know, I just don't feel like we have to always apologize for what's coming out of our mouth. I had to really take a good hard look at that. I started thinking one day, I said, why is it that every time a black person speaks, it's like they're apologizing for the whole world? What did you do? You were a victim. Come on. You have a right to feel the way that you feel.
Thank you. Because I felt so. At first, I didn't like Nick Cannon, right? When it
Mm-hmm.
first stuff started happening with him with them Jews. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
with the Jewish people. So I was like, oh man, all right, okay, Nick Cannon, you stood up and said some little stuff with he was on when he was on the show with what's his name. I said, oh, okay, he stood up and said something. So then they come back and make him apologize. Then they come back and make him apologize again. I said, hell no.
Well,
That's sickening. They should not make us do it because of their little money. Because you want to keep this show. Now they just not giving him this show back. He's been off for almost a year.
you never know what these people have to go through for their livelihood. They could have, the powers that be high up, they could have threatened his family, his kids, or anything. There's such a high price to pay, for speaking out sometime. And I understand it. So it's like sometimes you have to tread a little bit. Even if you have to tread a little bit lighter, as long as you can, find a way to convey yourself and get that message across, I will have respect for you. But not just to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know what he had to deal with, but I mean, I know he still speaks out. But, I just, I'm sorry that happened to him. That was unfortunate.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's why we can't get to the next level, right?
Be-
Because if you're gonna stand for something, you have to stand for it unapologetically. Because him standing for something over here, right, and say, "Oh, I'm having black queens, I'm having black babies," but you ain't helping no black community. You ain't helping no black people. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if this girl got a little bit of Chinese in her and this, that, and the other. That's not a black child. They need to stop with these lies, first of all. A black child is a black, a black,
well, wait a minute. Because you know about Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. And she always taught us that it doesn't matter. We dominate. So no matter who we get with, we make it black. And that is the problem now. And it's about their genetic survival and your genetic annihilation. Because we change the landscape. We make everything black. So it doesn't matter. We make everything
That's
black. We make everything black. Everything.
I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying about is they have most of the time when they have a white mother, right? Most of the time when they have a white mother, they have a white mentality because they're being raised by their white mother and their white grandmother. You feel? So they might love black folks, they might do this, they know, but their love and their dire desperation and their dire need for approval is they're seeking it from their white side. So what is it? They're never gonna have a solidarity with us unless the white ones then did something so dirty to them, they come to this side. You feel me?
And usually, a lot of times, what it happen is they'll learn about that history that they were kept from learning.
Thank
And
you.
usually, they have a it's that is another unfortunate thing because you learn it kind of abruptly. You learn that you can't navigate in the world, in the society, the same way as that particular parent. It's always something.
It's white parent.
Yeah, it's
It's a
something.
mom.
Yeah, and so it's like they do a disservice to the child, and I don't even. It doesn't surprise me. You do a disservice to the child by not telling them the truth. Well, they're gonna live the truth every day when they get up and look in the mirror, and when they
Thank
go
you.
out that door. So that right there, they that's a lesson that they definitely will learn. You know what I'm saying? You can't run from it.
And see, and then look at the music, look at the industry, look at the music, look at the TV, and all of these people. If you go down their line and go down their pages, they all have light skin, curly. So, they curly as nappy curly hair. You know what I'm saying? Because they think because it's curly when it get wet. Man, if you got to detangle it, it's nappy. If you got to go through your hair and detangle it before you can comb it, your hair is not good. So they got this hair and they got that light skin. And they are not even having black children. You feel me? They not even having them. So then they mix that with money. And they thinking because they have money, they are exempt. No,
Well,
they're not.
like I said, if you're not being taught and you got the type of, I don't know what to say about that part too much because I know what it is, but it's just a shame that these children, have to learn the way that they're gonna learn, because if they're not being taught the truth, that is like, I can only imagine how that must feel. You're different. You're gonna live different. You won't have it's not gonna be any other choice because you're not gonna be able to live like that parent. You're just not. So when you learn, I posted something about this girl that in the group, and she said she's always having arguments, and she said I'm not gonna argue anymore. Her mom's white. She said she don't understand. When I talk to her about Black Lives Matter, she says all lives matter. Stuff like that. So this is a battle. With no matter where we are. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You battling. You'll wind up battling with your own parent. Because they're never going to understand your life. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Come on. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So,
wild.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, but
because
we've
they
been
got
dealing with this is like nothing new. We've been dealing with this since slavery. So, you know what I'm saying? So, it's a setup. I see through it. I know what it is, but like I just go back to what Dr. Frances Cress Wilson said, and she talked about the Pontic scheme, and I have to send it to you. But she said, every time, like when you see something happening to a brother, like what happened to George Floyd, she said, always remember, it's about their genetic survival and your genetic annihilation. See, so what the black man has between his legs changes the landscape.
But
We are
that's the
the
thing, and that that that's the problem right there, though, because what the black man got between his legs, and he's not. He's changing the landscape, but he ain't changing the landscape where he's getting it all melanated. Even though I already know how the gene thing works. If they have these people hands in their body, they are not going to be about African liberation. They'll be the ones trying to put us back in slave.
well, just like I hear you, and I'm just like I said, if they aren't taught, you know what I'm saying, and they don't have some type of awakening themselves by just, it's going to be a simple fact that you're different, right? Like
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass. I read Frederick Douglass' book. He was fathered by a white slave owner, all right? He was kept in a cage like a horse. I almost cried reading his book. If you haven't read his book, read his book. And I'm saying, we've had this throughout, so it's like sometimes people learn at a later date in life, but nevertheless they learn and sometimes become some of the best advocates in our community that we could ever see. But it is us, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's sometimes they're kept back from learning the truth. But how can you can't run from the truth, because every day that you get up in the mirror, you see that you are not part of that so-called majority. So it's like, to me, I don't know. I just know that
I
at some
mean,
point in life, you're gonna learn.
and my thing is, what do you see? Because and that makes me think of this lady, this white woman. She has four or five children, right? The oldest baby is a black baby. She has the caramel skin, the caramel, hair and everything, but hers is straight. So she got the little hair and everything. But every other baby behind her is white.
Hmm.
Now, how is that child gonna grow up in that household and she is different color from everybody in there, even the daddy that the lady married is white? That's not even fair to that child.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to hear nothing about no, oh, we love has no color. Yes, it does. I can just imagine what she going through.
Yeah, you can imagine what she's going through. And that is right there. That is a story for another show that we must delve into. And whenever you want to come back on and visit me in the living room, I got the drinks ready. I got the drinks ready. They're sitting right there on the table. They're nice, and
Yeah.
however you want it. But it's just so much, to talk about, so much that we can cover, and I just try to, make sure that to keep it fresh, to keep it light, and that to give the people something to hang on to and make them want to come back. You know what I'm saying? I,
Yep, most definitely. I greatly appreciate it. I'm honored that you asked me to come, and I have enjoyed myself thoroughly, thoroughly.
oh, it ain't gonna be this ain't gonna be the last time. I just want to also,
Yeah,
make it. I mean, we could go on for hours and hours and hours, but I just want to make sure, that you have enough time to also tell the people at where you can be reached, and anything that you might want them to know.
okay. Well, I know that we can. I would like to first tell them that if they would like to support the Vanguard's online academy, they can donate at $ Vanguard's Academy. And if we are about to have our New African Nations Day, and that's going to be in March the
Wow.
26th through the 28th, and that's the time that we celebrate when we signed our declaration. So we'll have that. It's an online event. If you want to join that, they can sign up at Eventbrite at NAND53.
Okay.
That's Eventbrite. It is NAND53, our New African Nations Day. And that's March 26th through the 28th, 2021. And we'll be doing like everybody, if you know, each unit is in each different cities, right? So each unit will be doing things in their cities, right? And then we're going to come together on that last day and have a virtual celebration. So
Okay.
we really would like for everybody to join us. Like I said, we're selling flags as well. The red, black, and green flags, they're $20. So if you all want to support the PGRNA, that's the Provisional Government of the Republic of New Africa, just reach out to pgrna.com. Like I said, I have enjoyed this. We will free the land. We will free the land. Most definitely.
Yes, we will. I see it coming, and we we're gonna continue to work hard and continue to spread this word and teach and fire and spread our seeds. That's exactly what we're gonna do. And
Exactly.
I want to say that I really appreciate you, and I'm glad you came on with the information to talk to the people. And this is not going to be the last visit. We're going to be back and forth with each other. And I know everybody out here in the audience enjoyed you too, because we have a variety of things, stories,
Yeah.
black stories, articles that deal with the community. Just a
Yeah.
plethora of different things that we go through on and sit and talk in Black Living Room Talk. So we're gonna have Miss Mellie Queen again, and we want to
Okay.
give her a big black power sign, everybody, and
Okay.
we will be out of the living room.
All right. Like power.
Black
Love you.
power, and thank you for being with us, Miss Mellie Queen.
All right. Love y'all. Peace and power.
Peace and power.